Atlanta, often referred to as the Hollywood of the South, but now the city's booming film industry is facing a new reality. Fewer big budget projects, fewer jobs. Jonathan Martin joins us now to explain how the industry is adapting as part of his Affording Atlanta series. Jonathan, what's behind the history of the industry slowdown?
Well, Chesley, the short answer is that budgets are just tighter, according to the Georgia Film Office. You know, a lot of the big budget productions have moved overseas. That's where they're filming right now. And we have seen that really for the last couple of years. It's just cheaper. A lot of us remember the post-pandemic production boom here in Atlanta. You had big movies like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Spider-Man, all of them filming here after the pandemic. And things came to a halt in 2023 with both the actors and writers strikes. And a lot of people thought the industry was going to bounce back, but everyone we've spoken to say it just hasn't. And they've really said it's been slow, especially the last year and a half here. So fewer productions obviously means fewer jobs, as you mentioned.
Yeah, you talked to the film office. What are they saying about the slowdown?
Well, the Georgia Film Office, they acknowledge there has been a significant slowdown. They say that the industry right now is adjusting to a new normal. I want to give you some numbers that I got from the Atlanta Film Office. This year so far, they've issued 475 film permits. That might sound like a lot, but 2 years ago, that number was well over 900. So we've seen about a 45% drop in the number of film permits issued here in Atlanta just in 2 years. So that really shows you the drop that we've seen when it comes to the production here.
So many people move here for this industry. You get a lot of folks that want to be actors or aspiring to be behind the camera. What are they saying about this adjustment?
Yeah, you're right. I've had a lot of personal friends who moved here from LA or New York to move here to Atlanta because it is really popping when it comes to the industry. A lot of them are saying that they're having to pivot pretty much, that some people who used to just focus on big film projects are now deciding that, hey, let's get into reality TV, let's get into commercials. We talked to a costume designer in my story, a production supervisor, also a man who's acted in some major productions over the last 15 years. Everyone says, of course, you got to have a side hustle these days, but also within the industry, you have to be malleable and be willing to do more than you were doing maybe 2 years ago.
Are you seeing the same with shows? Because there's a lot of shows being filmed here as well. Is it just with films, or is it with the shows that are filmed here as well?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Right now, there are 4 films in production here in Atlanta. That may sound like a lot, but none of them are the big blockbuster films. But in terms of TV shows, there are 18 TV shows being produced here. So the TV industry, if you will, is doing a little bit better, but overall, it's still just a lot more expensive. So the big budget films are what we're seeing move to other cities and pretty much other countries at this point.
Yeah. Is there any optimism out there? Is there any hope that things could be turned around?
There is hope. We talked to some of the people, not only with the Georgia Film Office, but some of the actors. Of course, the Superman movie was filmed here last year. There's rumors that we could see more Marvel superhero movies on the way. But also, they also point out that Atlanta still has an edge over many markets. You have all the studios. Of course, we often talk about Tyler Perry Studios. There's Trilla Studios, Atlanta Metro, several others here. So we have the studio space. Also, the tax incentives make Atlanta a much more attractive place than maybe some other markets, and the base of people here. So the feeling is that, hey, it's going to take a while, but if it bounces back, maybe not to pre-pandemic levels or pandemic levels right after, that we could see Atlanta still being one of the hotter spots compared to maybe LA or places in Louisiana.
Yeah, and you said a lot of these jobs are going overseas, right? Not locally, not staying here in the United States, but a lot of these jobs are going overseas.
Yeah, they're going overseas. The Georgia Film Office told us that when some of these new labor contracts were put in place, it drove the prices way up here in the state. So it's a lot more attractive to go do productions overseas. You save money. And unfortunately, that's meant that a lot of people here in our community are not a part of that.
Gotcha. I wanted to say this Hollywood of the South. I enjoy riding down the street sometimes, seeing these big-time celebrities around here. So let's keep it here.
Yeah, we got to keep it. It's a part of it, and we've got the space now, so we got to keep these studios full of productions.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Really appreciate your report. All right.